best-selling author Mia Redrick regularly meets with mothers to help them prioritize their busy lives.
So, one of the things that I found is that as a mom,
welcome to the broadcast, you guys. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Invite your friends. It's going to be a great scope. It's going to be a quick scope, but it's going to be a great one. I know it's going to support you. Thank you so much for the hearts. Hey, hey, hey. Good to see you.
Whatever we do for ourselves is what we are giving to our family.
Hey there, good to see you. Be Inside Out TV.
Always ready to work out. So I always bring with me my jump rope as well as my resistance bands. Easy way to get your workout in any day, anytime.
I love if you're watching the replay, remember your hearts count. Your hearts do count.
Absolutely.
So hard enough.
Create the best toolkits. The deal is,
thank you guys for joining Accent Culture. Invite your friends on Periscope, Twitter, or Facebook. Who you think might benefit? You're going to love the topic today.
My next strategy called blending. Blending is when you are doing something for your children, looking for opportunities to do something
hey
for
there,
yourself. Guys, tell me, how are you already blending in your life? How are you taking care of yourself while you're taking care of your children?
I have a best girlfriend who's a trainer who created a way in which we literally work out in her garage while our kids play outside. So we're getting me time, we're getting mommy time, and our kids are just having a good time.
Thank you for inviting your followers. I appreciate it, guys. Hey there. Live Well with Jess is in the house.
Have no judgment. Just camaraderie. You have an opportunity to connect with other women in your demographics of motherhood. And I firmly believe that moms aren't necessarily looking to balance their work and their life. I think what we want more of is joy. Creating opportunities to experience joy on a daily basis in your life is the goal. The next time you and your family need a getaway, try a staycation. What I mean by that is,
lady is in the house. Invite your friends, guys. We're going to get started in 1.5 minutes.
What your family needs to refuel and
I know. I'll scope all weekend. It's been a busy, great week. I just haven't been able to make a minute.
When most people think of dating, they think of being single, going out on the town. But when you're married with kids, that's when the real dating fun should begin.
It sure is. Well, our mom strategist explains why and shares her rules of family dating.
Kim Jones is in the house. Hey, Kim.
But it's working really great for me, and it is dating your family. And, because you have 6 children, one of the things that works terrific is to be able to date at home. And what I get a lot of my clients to do is to create a dating box. And in that box, you and your husband can put things that you want to enjoy together. Because sometimes we have opportunities to date our partner.
We're going to get started, guys, in about 45 seconds, just so you know. 45 seconds. Invite your friends.
By the time he has to go and get the movie or get a meal, the time that you would have spent together is gone.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you for coming.
Can you clean and watch? Can you clean and watch? Oh, that's funny.
Daily strategies for mother self-care. Mia Redrick. Mia, thank you so much. Stand up, please. Pleasure. I really feel for this family.
Less hearts. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny?
Well, dear time is such a
guys, come on, heart it up, guys. Remember, your hearts do count.
Family time, and to make self-care a reality every single day. It's simple.
So drop everything and read.
Drop everything and read. It will allow the kids to see mom and dad having some downtime, and it becomes part of the family culture. Self-care.
So what about the fact that she has no time to herself? She sits in her car and listens to the radio and lies to her husband about where she is. Just
giving major hearts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What we talked about was them giving one another permission without guilt and supporting that time and understanding you need that when you have 2 young children. There are a couple that wants to be together. They don't want to be apart. And so you can see that when
it's not cold here in Maryland. Ironically, it is not cold today.
I saw you covering your ears when that was happening. Why?
It's emotional.
Yes, it is. Because I love my husband, and we all forget why we got married.
All right. Here are my people, guys. Do you see them? Here are my people. Let me stop that right there. All right. Hey there. You almost froze walking on the beach. Don't walk on the beach. Hey, guys. It's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. I'm excited. I've missed you guys. I have missed you guys. I have been crazy busy doing, just grinding it out. And sometimes, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you got to do what you got to do, right? Like, so tonight I have on my t-shirt, I don't think you guys can see, I have on a t-shirt, which was one of my birthday gifts from my husband. And he got me like all of these cool entrepreneurial t-shirts. And this one says, 9 to 5 is for the week. I thought it was like the funniest thing when I saw it. They all have like these crazy fun entrepreneurial slogans that I just absolutely love, right? And so it's 9 to 5 is for the week. That's what I've been wearing today. I am Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms with life and business success. You guys can always check me out at miaredrick.com, MIA Redrick.com. I know, isn't it cute? There's some really good ones too. At miaredrick.com. Mostly what I love to scope about is how you can build a brand of yourself, because my story is that, my background's corporate training, and I loved being a mom, and I wanted to combine those two things into a business, but I wasn't really sure how. Like, I didn't know that it could be a business or how it would be a business. And so I went to my small business resource center to figure out how in the world could I combine these things. And I was told that what I'm doing currently, what I've been doing for the last 13 years, no one would ever pay me to do what I'm currently doing. Isn't that amazing, right? Isn't that amazing? So I love sharing with you guys how you can take your dreams, unconventional dreams, and package them together into a business. Yes, Kim, I know, right? And it's just absolutely amazing to me, right? Like, it's amazing to me because I get to live that dream every single day. And I always just remember what I was told. And I ended up working with a coach. I didn't even know what coaching was, to be honest with you. I ended up hiring a coach, and she showed me how to build a coaching practice. And I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 10 years. And what's really cool is that as an entrepreneur, that it's allowed me to have a certain level of freedom to be there for my family. 6 years ago, my husband developed kidney disease. He got a kidney transplant 2 years ago, a successful kidney transplant. But being an entrepreneur allowed me to be there for my husband when I wanted to be. I controlled my time. And I know that that's the number one asset that we have, right? Like, your time. It allowed us to hire a private physician for my husband when he needed it, to give him an elevated level of care. And I know so many of you can benefit from, I don't know why you want to be an entrepreneur, but you can benefit from having an additional income, or maybe you want to own your time, or maybe you want to pay for private school for your kids. That was me. And anyway, just want to say that, right? So I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. So if you're watching on the web, remember, just to share the broadcast on Twitter or on Facebook. It counts, all right? So today, what I wanted to do, like a really cool scope, right? And I thought, let me do something really that I haven't talked about much, but it's so important. It really means a lot to me, which is, how do you ensure that you get the support that you need? Because the reality is that as an entrepreneur, you need to build a great and amazing business. A lot of times we're thinking about systems, or we're thinking about the training that we need, or we're thinking about the investments that we need to make. But the truth of the matter is, you also need support. Okay, and whenever you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, you need support. You can't build an amazing business by yourself. And when I think about my business over the years, I think, like, okay, how is it that my business has grown? And literally, it has grown based on these 3 things that I'm going to share with you today, which are, how do you ensure support for yourself, right? Because being an entrepreneur sometimes can be hard. So there are 3 things. Number 1 is, you need to make sure that you got to find friends that pull for you. And I want to talk about that for a minute. And I don't want to make it light at all. You got to have friends that pull for you. And, one of the things that I found as an entrepreneur over the years is that I had a lot of transition among my friends. And it was because I had my friends who I was hanging out with, let's say, on the playgrounds, or maybe they were my friends from college, and they were not interested in being entrepreneurs, okay? And they don't need to be. But they also couldn't celebrate me in my journey as an entrepreneur. You see, if you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to want to be talking about your ideas. You're going to talk about your dreams. And sometimes the things that you're talking about, they don't exist, right? Because you are creating them in real, you're creating them as you're talking about them. And you actually need to have a support and friendships that really give you a space for that, all right? And sometimes your friends have to be entrepreneurs to do that. Not all of them. They just need to be able to hold a space for you to understand that you can't explain to them the how. See, mom coaching didn't exist when I was talking about mom coaching. Mom and coaching were not a word. So if I was talking about mom coaching to my friends, they really needed to be able to hold a place for me because I'm talking about something that doesn't exist, okay, that I want to do. And what I found is that some people have a tolerance for it and some people have limitations around it. And that for me, I had to find friends who were like-minded, who could really hold a place for me and my dreams, who didn't challenge them and say, girl, that's not realistic. You know, how do you think you're going to do that? I couldn't even explain how I was going to do it. I just knew that I was called to do these two things, training and motherhood. And what I actually needed were people in my life that said, Mia, you know what? Everything you put your mind to, you can always do. Girl, you're such a great and amazing trainer. You can do whatever you want, in opposed to people who would say, tell me how. You know what I mean? And I think I told you guys this story, true story. When I wrote my very first book, I remember one of my good friends I was on the phone with was the godmother of my son. Hey, good to see you. It's the godmother of my son. And my book arrived. So I had written a book. I had never seen it before, right? And my girlfriend and I were on the phone, and I said, oh my goodness, my book was just delivered by Federal Express for the first time. Hey, I'm well. Good to see you. And she never said, how's the book? Like, what does it look like? Congratulations. And I had to learn over the years that not everyone's going to be happy for you, but that I deserve to have a circle of friends who would be happy for me as an entrepreneur. Does that make sense? So some of you, this is where you are, and you're trying to figure out for yourself, like, you know, why are my friends not commenting? Like, why are you telling somebody something that's like your amazing big dream and they're not saying anything to you back, like nothing back, or anything that's encouraging? And what that's showing you is that you actually need to have friends in your circle that pull for you, and you deserve that. And that is really key to your success. Number 2 is, I found for me that I had to have mentors that help me accountable. Now, the fact of the matter is, I'm a very motivated person, and I know you are too. I get really fired up about whatever it is that I want to do. But then I have these moments that I can hide, right? Like, I can hide from myself and not do the things that I can do. I can thank you so much for putting that there, Be Inside Out TV. I can hide from myself, from my own brilliance. You know what I'm talking about. That means that sometimes you can be around people, and because you are talented and amazing, and you're doing a lot anyway, that they just say you're doing a lot, but you know you're hiding. You know that you're not doing all that you can do. And for me, mentorship has always been that point of calling me out. It's prevented me from hiding. It's made me do the extra stuff. It's made me pick up the phone and dig deep. And if you ever want to get to your next level, you got to have it. You know, and mentorship for me, shrinking, right. Shrinking, you're guilty. Okay, I know, we all are. Because it's a natural order of things. Because at some point, as you start to elevate what you're doing, it's frightening. And so it's easy to not do whatever it is because nobody knows. Nobody knows. But you need to make sure you've got people that do know, that hold you accountable for the things that you really want to get done. And it makes all the difference. It'll really allow you to up your game. And that's what I found for me. When I think about, what created the difference for me, it was that level of support in my life. I've always had mentors that said, this is what you said you want to do. What's the result you're going for? And then when I shrink my shine, when I don't show up and do the dang thing, I have somebody holding me accountable because I already told them what I wanted to do up front. And I'm just saying that is key. The next thing is masterminds. If you're not a part of a mastermind, you need to be, because I think it's important to be around people who are like-minded, who maybe they don't think like you do, but they're your ambition level and above, right? So they're dreamers too, right? And they're like, you could try this, you could do this. You ever thought about this? Why don't you try this? I have this resource. For me, that has made all the difference in my in my business. You know, a lot of people are so sensitive that they don't ever want to challenge their brilliant and amazing ideas. But the fact of the matter is, like, I always think about it, like, think about Motown, right? So Motown, it was a hit factory. What made it a hit factory? You had all of these people who were geniuses in the same space and saying, hey, try this, sample this. You know, put in this new line. So when you have brilliant minds coming together for, you know, for one cause, kind of sharing great ideas, iron sharpens iron. And I find that masterminds are totally a great way to do that. I don't know of people who get to where they want to be all by themselves. You know, people know people. You know, and people can help you see yourself. People can help you see what you're not doing or what you are doing so brilliantly. Masterminds for me have been incredible. And true story, my very first mastermind, it was with seven to nine women. And we called ourselves the Sister Circle. And we would meet every single week. And we all had to check in what we were doing, right? People do know people. Great point, right? And we would all check in with each other every single week and hold each other accountable. And all we had to do was say what we were going to do. And if you didn't show up, we kicked them out. Like, you got kicked out. Now, what was interesting about the group, I think it was 9 of us to start, and then it ended up being 7 of us. And at the time, I wanted to be a coach, okay? And then I became a coach, okay? And I wanted to be a national parenting expert, and I obviously did what I wanted to do. There was another woman who wanted to be a television personality. She ended up getting signed to the show Hoarders as a psychiatrist, as one of the psych docs, still is today. Another, she wanted to be an international coach. She did exactly that. Another wanted to be a public speaker. She totally did that. Another wanted to be a high-level real estate investor. She did her first $1 million transaction while we were all coaching together. We were all new. Like, we were all a part of a mastermind together, but we shared our big, crazy dreams together, and we checked in every week. Who are you checking in with? It's really, really important. And I would say that group single-handedly changed things for me. It's amazing because every single one of us did amazing things. And all we did was check in with one another, mastermind with one another, say, did you think about this? We shared resources openly. One of the things I tell my clients is I will never, ever play with people who don't kick the ball back to me. And what I mean by that is sometimes you can network with people and they never share a resource with you. They don't kick the ball back. They take the ball and they keep the ball. But I love to share and play with other people who kick the ball back. And I kick it back to them and they kick it back to me and I kick it back to them. And that's a trust level. And you've got to build that. If you ever want to make sure you have support in your community, you need to be playing with people who kick the ball back, right? So, you know, that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. It's pretty simple, right? But it's really, really important because you got to have your network, right? It's so important to have. And if you don't have a network, you don't have accountability mentors that are holding you accountable. You don't have friendships, soft places to fall, or people who pump you up when you're like, I don't even know if I can do this anymore. But they see in you what sometimes you don't see in yourself. I totally have that. And you don't have mastermind people who dream big like you, talking crazy just like you, but you guys don't challenge each other in terms of how you're going to do it. You just talk about the possibility and you share resources and you hold each other accountable to get it done. It's really important to do. All right. So I just wanted to take a minute and open the floor. Are there any questions for me? Do you guys have any questions for me about anything that I shared with you guys? Any questions? Okay. It's a late scope, guys. Are there any questions for me? Did this support you guys? I know it's basic, right? Okay. I know it's basic, but it's really powerful because sometimes it's not something that's high level. Sometimes it's the basic things. And I've always had this level of support in my business. How long should the mastermind be? Great question. I've done them sometimes in 3-month intervals, usually not less than that. And I've done them that have gone on for years. I have several that was year-long mastermind. And we have ground rules on the accountability. Search mastermind groups. There's a free website. Absolutely. Accountability groups, so important for people to know what you say you're going to do and make sure you do it. Okay, and that you have a place to talk about your big dreams. Key. It was game changer. My very first mastermind, we all did like amazing things. It's amazing. You know, one gets a television show. It's unbelievable. 4 of us become coaches. One becomes an international coach, literally coached around the world. One sells $1 million in real estate, like just from this whole idea. She wants to do it. Unbelievable as an investor, right? And this is after, I think we all coached together. I mean, I think we all worked together about 7 months in our mastermind as we started creating results. So I know that it flat works. It works for me. I know that it'll work for you. And if you aren't doing it, you need to be building that kind of support for yourself, okay? All right. So if there are not any other questions, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to sign on tomorrow. It's going to be early. I promise. It'll be early. It'll be a great topic. Think and Grow Rich Principle. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that book, by the way. It's great. I hope you guys have read it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All right. Is there anything? Anybody have any news they want to share? Anything going on in your world? Yeah, good night. Anybody have any news they want to share? Anything going on in your world? Okay. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. I'll talk to you guys soon.